Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. I hope you guys are having a great week. We've seen some great movement in the markets and they continue to play out. So there's some good stuff to talk about. We've got some nice trades running currently. We'll talk about all that. Quick little look at U.S. markets. Everything started off pretty slow today, but then we saw the Dow ended up powering up for a strong close day, 123 points. Very nice there, 16 points on the S&P. And yet the dollar continues to rally as well, which we usually don't see that much of, but it's definitely been happening quite a bit lately. So we'll look at those charts. Quickly, as far as news goes, we don't have a ton of news today. It's a pretty quiet news day. We have the German preliminary GDP coming out tonight, and that can definitely get the euro moving, so we'll talk about that. And then coming into tomorrow, so Wednesday, middle of the week here, we have quite a bit of news. So we have unemployment claims from the UK. We have the flash GDP out of the European Union. We have some Bank of England Governor King speech and the inflation report. And we have PPI and manufacturing sales out of the US and Canada, and so on and so on. The list goes on. So the news has kind of picked up a little bit going into the middle of the week here. We're currently in the euro dollar, and we're looking to add to our position. Now, obviously, we're in short, and we're looking to continue selling this off. Now, I sent out the Twitter message about this a little bit earlier today, saying, above 130.30, we're looking to short more in this range, shorting against 130.30 or shorting the break of 129.50. So we decided to short and try to get the break of this range of 130.30. So we're currently in a sell position from the middle of the range here. We're up some nice pips. And now we've broken this 129.50 area. This was actually a pretty big toughie to get below. You can see several attempts here. We had that big run down, and then we couldn't close below, and then an attempt couldn't close below, and then another bounce, and then finally we're below 129.50. Now, a couple of things to look at. We'll easily get a close on the 4-hour chart below that. We should easily get a close on the daily chart below that. Everything looks pretty good there, but you can see that this 129.50, it's a little bit hard to see here, but you can see that that's monthly support 1. That's a monthly pivot point right there. And that's kind of been holding the pair. So we had to really clear that 130.30, which was a 200 moving average. Then we got down there. That put us at that monthly support, and also the low here of or one of the lows actually of last month. Really turning this thing and making it head down now. So we've been bouncing against this monthly support. There's probably still a little bit of bouncing to go. And so what we're going to be looking to do, like I said, we're already in it from the group. But for those that are not in it yet, watch for some retracement here. Watch for a little bit of movement. It's been a kind of a choppy move down here, but I think somewhere potentially back above 129.50 or right about 129.50 might be a good area to start adding to this position. Just remember that wherever you add to this, we need to have our stops at around 130.30. So in that general area, obviously that's 75 pips from getting it about 129.50, which is why I would see if you can hold on and let's see if we get another test of 129.70-ish area, so we can tighten up those stops and not have to put out quite so many pips there. But somewhere in that general area. Now remember, our overall profit target is still our medium-term profit target, not even the long-term. The medium-term profit target is currently 127.50. 127.50 is that profit target. So that's what we're looking for at the very minimum. Ultimately, I think the euro can probably hit 125.00, maybe even a little bit further. 124, 123, but 127.50 is going to be an easy target for the euro to reach. So that's what we're looking for. So again, we're just trying to add to these positions around 129.50, 129.70, somewhere in that general area. If you're not in, those are good areas to start getting in and continue taking this down to that 127.50 area. Okay, the pound dollar, on the other hand, has just kind of continued on down, and it keeps on heading down. It's not pulling back. We still have, like on the euro dollar, we still have a missed daily pivot from Friday. Now, the euro dollar hit the weekly pivot from this week. Pound dollar has not yet. So this leaves us, with some nice, if this continues to be untested, this leaves us with some nice targets to start aiming for going into the middle of summer. But for right now, the trend should continue down and strong. Here's a little range that I'm looking at right here. here. We have this high of the day, which is 153.30. Good grief, 153.30. There we go. 153.30 is our high, and our current low is 152. It's about 152.20, 152.19, 152.20. If this holds, I'm going to watch this little fib range here. And remember, if we make a break above the 23% fib, which is currently 152.46, then I think we're going to have a very nice chance to get back into this pound dollar to add to positions or look for first entries around the 50% fib, which is also the previous low of this week, which is around 152.75. So 152.75 is a great entry on the pound dollar to short with stops just above this 153.30. Now, we're going to get to that 152.75, we're going to need to see this get above 152.45 much sooner than later. If this continues to break down and make some new lows, then just keep, it hasn't retraced at all in this little range. This is over 100 pip range here. If it continues to break those lows, then we'll just continue to expand and lower our Fibonacci because we still have a nice range, and if this gets lower, we'll put the Fibonacci lower until we start to get a turn. And we're just looking for that break above the 23% fib to hopefully take us into that 50% area, which is 152.75. Again, if this low can hold. And then from there, I will be looking to short the pound dollar and take it down ultimately to 152.00 and then to 150 and so on and so forth. You can see that the pound dollar here is breaking out of the channel nicely. We're going to come into some pretty good support here around 152.00. You can see that little swing point right there, and that was the low of the last test of this ascending trend channel here. And so we're going to have a little bit of challenge there. We can count on that, but hopefully that'll give us a nice little bounce. And what we're going to do with that bounce is we're going to look to, again, have the Fibonacci on that shorter term and look for the break above the 23, and then look at shorting off of the 50 to 61.8 on these smaller ranges. So the difference there will be 10, 15 pips at the most, and let's get our stops above the swing points there. The Aussie dollar is also making a little bit of a huge move. The Aussie dollar has just been falling apart here, and it's currently past monthly support 2 and headed into 3. 3 is all the way down here at about 98.30, so we have a little ways to go there, about 60 pips or so. But I think that this might be a good little area to pick up a little tiny bit of retracement. So once again, we have a missed weekly and daily pivot point, weekly pivot point. Those are both missed. So what we're going to be looking for here is, again, a little break. Looks like this range is probably going to hold, at least for the short term. It's about 125 pips from high to low for the day. A break above 99.06. If we get a break above 99.06, then I'm going to be looking to short. I don't know how my line moved, but I guess it did. I'm going to be looking to short the Aussie dollar probably around 99.40. 99.40 with stops, about 60 pips away. I would say about 1.0005, somewhere in there. So we're going to look at 60 to 65 pip stops. Getting in at this 99.40 area, but then of course we're going to be targeting 98.30, so we should have at least 100 to 110 pip profit target on the Aussie dollar. So again, that's going to be dependent upon breaking above the 23% fib here, which is currently 99.06. Everything else, the yen pairs look zero interesting to me. I just don't see, it looks like too much chop here, and so I'm going to stay out of the yen pairs for just a bit longer, but I think we've got some great entries on Aussie dollar, euro dollar, and pound dollar, and we've already got a nice entry on the euro dollar, which we're just going to hang right onto and look to add to that position as we go. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I will tweet out the details as they come. Best of luck, everybody, and we'll see you in the chat.